that what is that greatest deed, the best deed. If we realize what it is, then we'll be enjoying ourselves. It'll be a great conclusion, and then our objective will become easy to attain, because the reward is so great that after bringing about Iman, so there are many ibadat and wazaif and practices and deeds that we can do, many. But this is a great point to understand that what can it be that Hazrat is mentioning that after having Iman, this is the best of all deeds. So Hazrat stated that after bringing about Iman, that our standard, our own standard, every person does this deed, or this amal is the best, and that amal is the best, and this has a lot of fadail, and this is the greatest, and let's do this, and there's more reward, and behind everything are hadith and statements and narrations. But that amal from the hadith and ulama, scholars, which is proven from the pious predecessors, then obviously that will be a great deed indeed. So today let's listen carefully, attentively, so that we can start to do that deed, practice that deed, because life is short, years are short. So then with the fadl of Allah, we'll get a shortcut to Allah, and we'll realize that this is the best deed, and we'll run after it. We should do this, shouldn't we? After bringing about Iman, having Iman, which is the best deed, is that Allah's makhluk, Allah's creation with the creation of Allah, to be merciful with the makhluk, the creation of Allah. Subhanallah. Now you'll say, what sort of ibadah is this? What sort of amal is this? We will say that we haven't paid any attention to this amal at all, have we? That Allah's makhluk, Allah's creation, to be merciful, to be kind, to be gentle with the creation of Allah. So we don't understand, what does this mean? If I see today that there are many deeds and worship actions, we don't understand that we should be merciful and kind and gentle and just and caring with the creation of Allah. Should we look after the creation of Allah? Think about the creation of Allah, what's good for them. That the makhluk, to give them ease, to give them a pain-free life. So it's not raham, the word that we're looking at really. The real word that we're looking at here is that with the creation of Allah, to give them ease, to give them simplicity. This is the word. Aram, ease. That the creation of Allah, to give them ease in this world. And this is the real world, the word that we need to pay attention to. Used or implemented by the hands and the feet, or our forehead or our body, this ibadah is done by the heart. And it's not insignificant. It's not a minor ibadah. Think about this. This is such a great ibadah, and it's been defined as afdal, the greatest deed. And that man, that human being who attains the ability to do this deed, who starts to do this deed, is stated, the individual who is capable of doing this ibadah, who becomes capable of doing this ibadah, that the creation of Allah, to give them ease and care. If a person is capable, if their heart is capable of doing this, that individual himself, then is stated that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, what is the reward I will give for this afdal worship, this greatest worship? Allah ta'ala says, I will make you my friend. Subhanallah. Muslims, for example, know a Muslim, can he just give care and pain-free life to a Muslim? Rather, Islam, the style of Islam is that it doesn't distinguish or say that it's just for Muslims. No, it's rather the whole makhluk of the world. Doesn't matter what religion a person's attached to or linked to or practices. The hukam in Islam is that a good Muslim, the sign of a good Muslim, he will not discriminate on people based on their religion. Rather he will say, oh, Allah Ta'ala has created this person or this animal or this species. So there will be so much, you can say, care in the heart of the Muslim for the other person, for the other animal, or for the other form of creation, that he will do it from his heart or her heart. It won't be happening from the eyes or the forehead or the ears or the nose. That you'll see that if somebody is sitting there hungry and crying and living in poverty, then that person, he will not leave that situation unless he fulfills the need. And so when this ta'aleem ends and we don't follow this learning, these teachings, and then we don't care for others, then fasad spreads in the society. Fasad. And Islam is dishonored, disrespected, but it's all done in the name of Islam. But the reason for this is that Allah Ta'ala has created within us a beautiful condition of caring for others. When we lose that, when we leave that, then that person is not the makhluk here. There are animals, there are birds, there are ants, there are insects, there are things that fly. And Islam says even to these animals and creatures and species, we should give them ease and a pain-free life. Now, is there a cat? Where is all this quarreling that's happening today? Fighting, quarreling, violence. Is this got to live with Islam? No. Every day we say, look at this hadith, look at this one hadith, and we should judge that what is the education of Islam today. Open teaching, Sahih al-Bukhari, Muslim, that I'm telling you. And for us to compare and analyze that, is this the standard of our Islam that's happening today? And such a salih, clean, pure heart of the mu'min, that after having Iman, the mu'min, after having Iman, the best deed, the greatest deed is that his heart should be beautiful and nice, that any makhluk of Allah, creation of Allah, he will love that creation of Allah. Subhanallah. He will have feeling and care and regard for others. So when such a heart is made, then tell me who can fight in the house, who will oppress and commit injustice to others, or hit his family or relatives or children. The reason is because we've left this action, this deed. And where does this ibadah come from? From the heart, from the depth of the heart. This ibadah of akhlaq, manners, behavior, conduct, due regard for others will come from the depths of the heart. And remember in the akhirah that we emphasize on physical worship. So what will be the scale for this deed? Will be the heart, the qalbi salim. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran that successful will be that individual who comes to me with a presentable, clear and pure heart.